I need some drugs. Narcotic. Like, I got chronic care issues, you know that. She keep asking the same questions.
She's also asked you if you needed somebody to get the part about what
They might kill me. I'm scared.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the channel. What is going on with the goings on with Little D and the YSL? He is giving prosecutor Love a run for her money, but it is what it is. Please hit the like button, please subscribe, and please turn on your notification bell so when I get the drop, you get the drop. And thank you for tuning in. Let's get it.
Oh, you're angry, but have you taken the same medicine today?
No, y'all won't let me get it. Y'all, I'm telling them pain whole weekend. Y'all got me caged in the house. Y'all done. They got my mama like she locked up. Like can't leave the house. Can't do none of that. Like.
And that makes you angry with the state, right?
I'm going through withdrawals. Yes, I'm angry.
Okay. You said caged in a house. Are there bars on the home you were in?
No, they telling her when she can leave, this and that. I ain't agreed to none of that.
Okay. Did the state make you go back to the Fulton County Jail?
See, they should have. If I let my family feel like they locked up, I go lay down. I ain't tripping. I ain't one of the people scared to go to jail. I'm gonna be 8-9 years. I ain't scared of jail.
Okay. Did you want to go back to the jail?
It don't make me none.
Did you tell the court you would rather be in the jail than be at your mom's house?
Before I let y'all just keep putting my family through this for something I did, I'm a grown man. I got my own house. I got my own everything.
Mr. Zachary, can you allow me to finish asking you questions before you answer? Did you tell the court that you'd rather be in jail than stay at your...
I don't know.
Your Honor, would the court please apprise the witness to allow me to finish the question before he answers?
Listen to the whole question before you answer and try to answer the question that is asked, please.
Thank you. Did you ever tell the court that you would rather be in the jail than at your mother's house? Sir?
I don't remember.
Okay. Now, were you handcuffed inside your mom's house?
Y'all took my phones. I can't do nothing. I ain't agreed to none of that.
Okay. That's not the question I asked. Were you handcuffed inside your mom's house?
No, I was on house arrest. I'm laying one on my leg.
A leg, okay.
Hopefully sooner than later, Love will learn how to treat people. She dragged this young man out of the hospital, put him in jail just for him to testify. But let's continue.
If you didn't want to talk to them, did you have the sense that you could tell them you didn't want to talk to them?
No, I don't have no sense at all.
Okay.
No life.
Okay. Now, when you say you've been on drugs your whole life, what kind of drugs?
Prescription drugs.
Sir?
Prescription drugs.
Okay. And do you take the amount of prescription drugs that you are prescribed, or do you take something different, a different amount?
Ain't none of your business.
Okay. Well, do you take an amount more than what the doctor tells you to take?
Ain't none of your business.
Actually, I withdraw that question.
Okay.
Does the amount of drugs that you take cause you to act a certain way different than you normally act?
It's just the drugs that I get. So, and you can take, no matter how many you take.
Does it cause you to act a different way than you would normally act?
Yes.
What way?
Calmer. I mean, not really calm, but I don't be focused.
Okay. And when you say that you're not focused, how does that show itself when you're talking to people? What does it look like?
Talk too much.
You talk too much? Okay. And when you're talking too much, do you later regret talking too much, or is it just that you, what? Why do you feel like you talk too much? What makes it too much? I'll rephrase. When you say you talk too much, what do you mean you talk too much?
I don't know. I don't understand what you're saying. I don't know.
Okay. When you went down to the police department,
I went down when he came, when he took me.
oh, you remember them coming to get you?
I know I ain't went nowhere. To went, you gotta go down there yourself.
Say that again?
To been went, I've been on went down on myself. I ain't went nowhere myself.
Okay. And when you say they took you, who are you talking about?
Whoever took me, I don't remember.
Okay. Do you remember if it was the same people you talked to in the room?
I don't remember.
Okay. Did you talk to the police again in 2017?
I don't remember.
All right.
You gotta go through all this same stuff again?
Do you think you remember more about 2017?
No, I don't remember nothing 2017. I don't remember nothing. You keep asking me the same question over here in pain, chest hurt, head hurt. That's illegal. I don't know about my rights, but I'm pretty sure y'all violating them.
Can I give, will the court be willing to give the moment to get some Tylenol or?
Okay, I'm allergic to Tylenol.
You also said, tell me if you remember testifying to this. Yak never told me nothing. You remember saying that?
He never.
Yak never told you he was involved in the Donovan Thomas murder.
No.
So you just made all that up?
Yes. I told y'all that. See, I don't know, like, if they ever got, but I done told my lawyer, like, when they came with deals and stuff, I was locked up, like, I was lying. Like, no, that's why I never took no plea or nothing. Like, I'm on probation, got nothing to do with this or nothing.
I understand, but you're sitting here today, right?
Yes.
And my client Yak is sitting over there, right?
Yes.
And you're not on the indictment.
No.
So it worked out okay for you?
No, it didn't.
It didn't. It didn't work out okay for Yak, did it?
No.
So you lied in 2015. In 2017, in your interview, you lied then too.
Objection, ask and answer.
Sustained.
But in that 2017 interview, you also said that you didn't believe those guys did it. You didn't believe Yak did it anymore. You remember that?
Objection, ask and answer.
In your 2017 interview, you said you didn't believe those guys, meaning Yak, Shannon, and the others, did it.
Answer you and I'm gonna explain.
Go ahead.
Yes, yes, I said that, but I had already, like, told the lawyer. That's why I told y'all, like, I don't know how I ended up in there.
I understand. Thank you for
I
that.
had been telling them, like, already that I was lying.
Yeah. And when they asked you who you thought did it, you said that you thought Kenneth Copeland did it.
Yes. But
Never mind. I withdraw my objection.
You told Dennis and Gaither that you thought Woody was the shooter.
Your Honor, objection as to mischaracterization, and
He can answer yes, he told him that, or no, he didn't.
Is that the end of your objection?
yes.
Okay, overruled.
You told Dennis and Gaither that Woody was the shooter in your 2017
Okay.
interview.
Yeah, sustained on that.
Okay. Do you remember saying that?
Your Honor,
All right.
objection, he's what?
You said,
Yeah.
do you remember testifying? Not testifying. Do you remember in your interview in 2017 with Dennis and Gaither? Do you remember saying one reason you thought Woody was the shooter, that y'all were calling him all day?
Hang on.
I'm going to object as to this line of questioning. I think it gets into something that has been litigated and opens the door to other things.
Okay, well, I don't know about that.
I will withdraw the question.
Okay.
Okay. Do you appreciate that sitting here today, your lies have caused Yak
Objection,
tremendous amounts of
improper
problems.
question. Objection, improper. Vague, speculation, relevance.
Sustained.
The questions I've asked you today, right now, have you testified truthfully to those questions that I've asked you?
Objection, bolstering.
Sustained.
Okay, I have no further questions.
Well, look at here. The defense attorneys is letting him have it, but he spoke some truth on that. If him and Woody wouldn't have got in there and doing all that talking and lying on folks, these dudes here wouldn't even be sitting. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Let's continue.
What just happened was completely dishonest, disingenuous, misleading, and gross.
And
I objected, and I wouldn't have even thought about anyone doing this other than the fact that I've seen the prior behavior throughout this trial of this type of nonsense, where we try to trick a witness into think we're saying they, meaning 3 people, and then try to convince the jury that we're somehow including my client Shannon when it's clear that the witness is not following. That's what we're talking about, and it's disgusting. And I don't know how we cure it, but I'm going to move for a mistrial. I think it was completely intentional. Obviously, it was calculated. Obviously, when I asked for clarification, I would think anyone seeking the truth would gladly clarify. I'm seeking the truth. I would gladly clarify. No, it's sheepish grin and then.
All right, I understand your objection, and I understand what you were saying past that objection. Miss Love, I think one thing that you need to listen. I think that one thing that needs to happen is when an objection is made and you are given an opportunity to respond, and I make a ruling, even if that ruling is please clarify, that you then need to obey what my order is instead of continuing to argue.
Your Honor, when I ask for clarification and consideration, I believe that as an advocate and as a person who is actually representing the victims who have been victimized in this case, and who is representing as much as actually more than an officer of this court, and I represent something, I believe that the state has as much right to express, to request, and to ask for consideration and for an allowance to ask the questions that it wishes to ask as the defense does. I believe, Your Honor, the objection that was made, and I understand what Mr. Shart said, but there are a couple of things at play here. One, Mr. Shart is well aware that Mr. Zachary has said that his client was with him. He has said it in the interview that I'm holding in my hand. He is not being honest with the court when he is claiming that Mr. Zachary had no idea what I was talking about. I literally said Shannon, Demikian, and Multum, and I asked him how close he was with each of them.
Right, and then we went from that to his girlfriend, and then it was not unreasonable, and the objection could just be, vague, but it was not unreasonable to object to make sure that it was clear what the question was, who the they was in the question. And when I say clarify, that needs to be the end of it. And you need to ask a different question, rephrase the question, and let's move on. And there shouldn't be an issue with it.
Yes, Your Honor. If the state is not allowed to ask for clarification or consideration, that I understand.
I don't know what you mean by that.
Your Honor, when I ask
a clarification of my ruling, is that what you mean?
When I ask for permission beyond what the court has instructed, I did not know that I should not do that, so I won't do that anymore.
That's not what was going on.
Okay, now the crap is finna hit the fan. Let's get it, y'all.
The court here, an objection the state has regarding the last line of questioning by Mr. Shart. When the state objected based on the beginning of his question, and Mr. Sharp asked the question that he did, are you aware that the district attorney told your attorney that you face 20 years of probation? This is not the first such kind of question regarding something that is improper that has come up. And I would ask the court to remind counsel that those types of, that's not an appropriate line of questioning. It's not a relevant line of questioning, and it's just an attempt to essentially cast aspersions on opposing counsel, and I don't think that that is proper, at least not the question that he asked.
Your Honor, I wasn't casting aspersions on opposing counsel. I was casting aspersions of what opposing counsel did. I couldn't
Same
believe
thing, Your Honor.
Can I finish? I couldn't believe it when I was in court the other day and a DA is sitting there talking to, in open court, to the attorney of a witness, and is openly saying, I just want to remind him he's on probation for 20 years. I mean it. And my thing is, she knew why she said it.
Yeah.
That message was to be relayed to Quindarius Zachary. That's it. He said in open court. And I assume that Mr. Scheib, in his short tenure as attorney for Mr. Zachary, conveyed that message, because that message was made loud in court. And Mr. Scheib was not the one that needs to testify, according to the state. Mr. Scheib's not the one on probation. Mr. Zachary is. So yes, when the state says to about a state's witness to their attorney in open court, I just want to remind him he's on probation for 20 years, and I'll charge him with perjury and we'll revoke his probation, whatever was said, I'll rely on the transcript. Yeah, I assume that message has been relayed to the witness, and I do believe it's intimidation. I'm not going to sit here and say it's witness intimidation and all that. I'm not saying that, Judge. What I'm saying is intimidation in the colloquial layman term sense. It was a message that was sent, and I wanted to see if he received the message, because that is relevant to his bias and motive in testifying.
Your Honor, Mr. Sharp knows that, number one, all of the things that he's representing as being said weren't said, and he still knows that that was an improper question to place before this witness. And to the extent that any attorney is asked something outside the presence of the witness, to ask the witness, was he aware of something that was said outside of his presence? Mr. Sharp has no good faith basis for asking the witness a question. It is not relevant whether or not the witness's attorney, some other person, was told that his client should not commit perjury. I don't think all of what Mr. Sharp said was even what was actually said. But the question that he asked the witness was not a proper question. It was just an attempt to paint a lie to the jury that someone is trying to intimidate this witness, when frankly the only person that the witness has been is all of his friend Shannon's lawyers. And Mr. Scheib is talking to Mr. Stillwell's lawyer, and Mr. Scheib is representing Mr. Zachary. So the idea that somehow the state is trying to intimidate a witness is ludicrous, when this, and the lie that he's putting before the jury that is what is happening is improper, and he knows it's improper. And I would ask that the court keep him from making those types of false assertions, false representations, misleading representations before the jury under 403.
Note, Your Honor, that not one time when Mr. Zachary is on the stand did I claim that Miss Love intimidated him. I never used the word intimidate in front of the jury. I'm talking about. What I said was, are you aware and that Miss Love talked about your, I can't quote directly, but talked about you're still on 20 years probation, which was said. I don't even independently know how many years probation is. The only reason I know is because Miss Love said it in open court. So everything was factual, and I think it's relevant when a DA is saying, and I'm not trying to pick a fight with Miss Love. If people are difficult witnesses, we all deal with difficult witnesses in different ways. So I'm not even trying to judge what she said or how she said it. All I'm saying is it was said. And I wanted to know if he got that message, because that message was clearly intended for him. It wasn't intended for Dennis Shy.
Well, I'm not sure that's true because at the time I don't think they had yet negotiated the terms of the immunity deal. But Ms. Love, your objection was sustained. So that's really all there is to it.
Your Honor, I think the main thing to it is that Mr. Sharp he talked.
Miss Love, I'm going to take a bathroom break, okay? I haven't had one for the last couple of times that everybody...
You and Shannon were at Thug's condo when you were talking about how they killed Nard. Is that right? I mean, how they killed Nut. Is that right?
I lied. If you would have checked and investigated, y'all would see I was in the hospital.
Okay.
I wasn't there. I told you.
All
If
right.
y'all would have did y'all investigation for real, y'all would have seen
Okay.
I was not sick in the hospital early that day, so I couldn't have been.